Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We are back with another What Sold video. This will be part two, so the continuation of the last part of what we sold. I think it's part of Thursday and Friday sales, so always some interesting stuff. Hopefully you guys can take it, use it in your business. Also, we will do a couple of question and answer things kind of at the end. I mentioned last, if you have any questions, let me know. So I grabbed a couple of them and I'll go ahead and kind of answer them. Hopefully they'll help if anyone else has any questions that might have a similar question. They can kind of listen to those and get some answers. So I'll try to do this at least maybe in the part one, ask some questions, and then in part two, I can try to answer some of them. Try to answer as many as I can, but I can't guarantee everyone's will. I do try to respond to the comments as long as there's not too many, but if I don't answer in the video, I'll try to at least give you some kind of answer in the comment section. Hope you guys have a great day. Take care. Hey everyone, we are back with the final sales from Thursday. Awesome way to finish the night. 4 sales. One of them you guys have seen before because it was returned, but it sold again, and then a couple of things that retail arbitrage and some of my kind of go-to. So this is the return item. It's a bunch of Wii games, wholesale lot. The guy returned them like immediately after getting them, said that none of the discs work. All the cases are just trashed, and I didn't disclose that in the listing. So I mean, I don't know what the person was saying, but that disc looks pretty good to me. So, and most of them are like that. There are a couple that have more scratches, but in my listing, I say that they're untested, sold as is, and I also say that a lot of the cases have major wear, cracks, damage. So you're mainly buying it for the discs. The person, he's a wholesale buyer, that's in his name, and he sells video games, so obviously he was buying to resell. To me, when I opened the thing up, I left it in the original. It didn't even look like he opened the package. Like, it was still all the exact way I had shipped it out. I didn't see like a bunch of extra tape aside from the tape on the return label. So maybe he did look at it real quick, just hated it and returned it. I mean, there's nothing valuable in here. The games are just there's no really good games. It's just kind of a junk lot. But had to return it, which is fine. Reese listed it. I went through. I first thought he was probably gonna have taken the discs out or taken a couple games and sent me back the rest. But everything was there, so the return was legitimate, and I have free returns. So you just got to eat it sometimes. And we ended up relisting it. It sold for the same price, 100 shipped. This time I think going somewhere a little closer, which will be better on the shipping. When it's all said and done, though, we won't really make any money on this lot. We're just making back what we lost on the shipping for the first one. So it is what it is. That's life sometimes, with free shipping and with just reselling. You're going to get people returning stuff. Even though the listing I felt was accurate, he felt it wasn't. I put even more in the listing this time, emphasizing the condition, so hopefully there'll be no issues. It sold in 5 hours of it being relisted. So these wholesale video game lots for me do pretty well. Here's a neat scanner. This you can kind of put cards, receipts, documents, and it sends it to your computer. I paid $5 for this. It came with an aftermarket power cord, but it didn't have the little printer cable here, which I happened to find at a garage sale the next day. So I got that, and this tested out. It works, and this sold for like 72 ship, something like that. Around 70 ship, maybe 60 something ship, 62 ship, somewhere in there. But it's only $5. These always sell pretty well, and it only took about 10 days to sell, so pretty cool. I bought 5 Haynes manuals from one garage sale I went to 3 for $5. He had a whole bunch more. They weren't his. He was selling them for a friend. He didn't want to sell too many of them in case the guy wanted too much money. I was basically saying like I'd buy all of them for $1 a piece because most of them were ones that I thought would sell, and he had like 12 of them. He ended up saying no, and I said, well, what's the best you can do? And I picked out the 3 that I thought were the best, and he did $5 for them. So this one sold for 15 shipped. It took about, I don't know, 2 weeks to sell. Not too bad. I knew it was a good one because it was a 2005 to 07 Charger. So those vehicles are still out there. So 15 shipped. This goes in a bubble mailer. And lastly, a little retail arbitrage here. This is a commodity candle. This was from Marshall's Yellow Tag, one of the stores like that. I think it was like 17 bucks, 18 bucks, right around there, no more than 20. I think it sold for either 52 or 58, 57, somewhere. You'll see on the screen, but I only bought one of these, is all they had. I've kind of been, I've told you guys before, kind of branching out more in retail arbitrage. taking some time to look, and it's paying off. Some stuff is selling, so you got to be careful. The margins are a lot less sometimes, but if you find the right stuff at the right price, there's money. So again, this was max 20 into about 58. I think it's 57 or 58, maybe 52, but either way, that's a good deal. It'll go priority mail, but it should be pretty easy to ship. So that's it, guys, and then I'll show you guys what sells in the next clip, or if not, that might be the end. Either way, appreciate you guys watching. Hey everyone, we are back with a what sold video, or at least a clip. This is for the weekend. I don't know if this is the first part of a video or maybe the whole video, who knows, so just bear with me. But we sold here, this is from Friday through Sunday. I'll put in the comment or the description of the video what month it's from. I think this is part of January, so I don't know what other clip, like I said, might be in there, but these sales occurred in January. So there's like 24 sales, 26 sales, something like that, quite a bit, but a little bit slow on what we had been in December. So I guess Q4 kind of winding down there. We've kind of slowed down a little bit, but still happy with what sold. So let's get into it. Decon, we're still selling this. This is the green packs. There's 4 of them in here. These sold for 80 shipped. We have 1 left, and we found out that we have 2 more Decon yellow boxes that sell for 95 shipped that weren't listed. I had forgot that I left the count low. That way I could, in case there was any issue with one of the packagings, they all went through fine. So we'll get those listed too, and hopefully have a couple more. A couple of cassettes from the big rap hip hop cassette lot. Public Enemy. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back. Either this one sold for 10, and then this one sold for 15. Retaliation, Revenge, and Get Back by Daz Dillinger. One sold for 10, one sold for 15. So again, paid 20 bucks for all the cassettes. You guys have seen in the past few weeks, stuff just keeps selling, and we have a bunch more, and I still have a whole box to, not a whole box, but a good 40 more to go through. So this is a New Bright RC charger, no battery included, sold for 10 ship. That's about what I get from most of these. They go first class, they're really light, so nothing wrong with that. It's after Christmas, and we're selling Christmas stuff. This is Christmas in the Woods. It's a light up Christmas tree. You can kind of see it. Now, we're not going to pull it out. It's really not that big, but I think you hand paint it and kind of design it the way you want. But again, this sold for 50 shipped. It came out of a $40 lot, which came with an SX70, a good book set, the Loeb Classical Library, and some other books. So great deal. Got 50 shipped on that. A pair of Heelys. I paid 10 bucks for these. I was buying a bunch of stuff in bulk, so I paid up for these because I was getting some other stuff at a good price. These are brand new with tags, but they've gotten a bunch of stains on them. Like, they have tags, so I listed them used with defects and stuff like that. They ended up selling for 40 shipped on a best offer. So still pretty good, size 7 women's Heelys. This is a Bill shirt. The Buffalo Bills have lost in the playoffs. They're not moving on. But someone bought this long sleeve shirt. You'll see on the screen, sold for 25 shipped. It's going to go first class. Nothing really special about it. It's pretty plain. These are a couple of sales for a friend of mine. These are Hawthorne Village, Precious Moments buildings. This one is the gas station. I think this one sold for like 50 shipped. 50 or 55, something like that. And then this one sold for like 45. This is the pet shop from the same set. They're for a friend, so we're not making anything on this unless... I guess maybe I'll make a couple pennies if I miscalculated what I paid them, but I don't think so. I think I just rounded up anyways. They're good friends. I don't like to sell for other people, honestly. It's like my least favorite thing to do because of dealing with how long it takes to sell an item, getting them their money, returns, all that. But these are pretty close friends, so they fall into the category where I'll sell stuff for them occasionally. So these don't really go to our profits, but keep that in mind. If you see those, you might want to make some money. And again, this is all after Christmas. Here's a Sony Walkman. I think this was $5, a WM-FX290W. This one is not brand new. The lady said she never used it. It's all in the original packaging, but it has a mark on it inside there. You might be able to see it on the screen. So it sure seems like it may have been used, or at least it came out. This still sold for 70 shipped, though, like that. So that was a great deal for $5. This is a Wii console. Everything sold for 40 shipped. We'll move that over here. Sorry. And then a bunch of yearbooks. You'll see them on the screen. There's 2 James A. Garfield yearbooks from somewhere in California. I forgot where they were. And then there's 2 Claremont from the 80s yearbooks, 81 and 82, El Spiritu or whatever. The 2 Claremont ones sold to someone who I guess runs the alumni for that high school. They don't have those yearbooks, at least what they said. They offered 25 a piece. My rule of thumb is anything over 25, I'm going to accept the offer on because you never know when you're going to get them again. Those came from Storage Unit Guy. I just throw them in. So getting 50 bucks for 2 books that are a throw-in, that's a great deal. These are also from him. These are James A. Garfield ones. These are from the 70s, 71 and 72. And these two sold 45 shipped, I think, to separate people, full price sale. So that is awesome. That's why I still pick up yearbooks. I don't spend a ton on them, but if you can get them cheap enough, throw them in. Eventually they might sell. But if you get a decent offer, jump on it and get it out of here, because you never know when another one's coming. Here's one of those games, Milborn or whatever. It's a French card game. I got a couple of these for a buck each. I sold one for 20, and then I sold this one for 20. This one is light enough where it should go in the bubble mailer and go first class. Only one video game to sell. Star Wars Clone Wars Republic Heroes for PS3, 10 shipped. These were a great little DVD set, Knots Landing 1 and 2. They sold within 4 hours of listing them, something like that. I paid... It was $8, but I got 20% off, and then I paid 8% or 9% tax. So whatever that ends up being, they were from Savers. I told you guys I'm kind of picking up on DVDs and media. I recommend looking for a TV series you haven't seen, box sets you haven't seen, taking some time looking. This, whatever, $8 or less, whatever it ended up being, these sold for 38 shipped, and they sold within 4 hours. So an awesome deal there. Yahtzee Deluxe Edition. This is the cup. I buy the Yahtzee Deluxes for about $3 or less. This one I think was about $2.50. And I part out the cup, the little coins that come with it, and there's usually 5 golden or goldish die or whatever, the dice that are in there. Whatever one it is. They usually get $10 each, and I sold the cup for 10. So already made our money back and some profit. This is a Tiger Electronics like Crash Bandicoot game, but it's broken. The screen's messed up a little bit, and it won't even power on. This sold for like 23 shipped or something like that. If it worked, I think you can get like 40 plus, but I sold it as is for parts for 23. This is a Wyco, I think it is. Look at the bottom. Yeah, command control. Look out for these ones. I think Lonnie sold one of this brand. This one came in a big lot of cords, which is actually down there. I went through them, pulled out the good stuff when I bought from Storage Unit Guy. This was one of the good ones. It has a lot of scuffs, but it looks all good, and it sold for 22 shipped. Probably going to go over £1, but we'll still make some money there. These are sets of Bose speakers, these little double speakers. You can see there. You'll see on the screen the exact model that they are. There's 5 of them. They came in a big lot from Storage Unit Guy. We paid like $225. I got a bunch of military stuff and a couple of Bose things. These do work. I tested them out, and they sold for $145 shipped. They do have some wear. You can see this one's kind of beat up a little bit here. Got some damage there. So $145 shipped as is, which is still pretty good. Then we sold this Northern Arizona University hoodie here. It's a size like small or medium. Still sold for 30 shipped on a best offer. This is a Spanish Harlem shirt here. It's got like this promiscuous lady there dancing. That sold for 20 shipped. I think I paid $5, so not a great deal. And then down here we have these are paramilitary pants. I forgot the exact like weather guard or whatever they are, the model, but you'll see on the screen these ended up selling for 50 shipped. I think they came with the Bose when we bought those. And then down here you'll see, pardon the mess, you'll see a lot of Legos, 10 pounds of Legos. That sold for 60 shipped. It'll end up going in a different box. That's just the one I'm storing in them. But there's a bunch of different parts and pieces. No minifigs, no real accessories, but 60 shipped on that. So we'll get all this moved out of here, and then you guys will. This may be the end of the clip. So if so, thank you. If not, I'll show you guys what else sold or anything that might be added to the video. Hey everyone, we got the final sales for the weekend. We sold 3 more things. This is Gradius for the Nintendo, sold for like 12 shipped, cartridge only. Got a sticker on there. I thought it was pretty cool actually, so left that on. Wii Sonic Colors sold for I think 7 or 8 shipped, just disc only. So I was happy with that. I'll put it in a blank case that I have and ship it out. And lastly, some Indigo by Clark's. They got this like floral flower print rose or whatever it is. They're in really good shape, honestly. They were actually $10. I paid up for these at Goodwill. I don't know why. I shouldn't have paid this much. It's taken a long time to sell them. But I did end up selling them for 45 shipped. So we're making good money on them, but I'm surprised they sold it for as much as they did. It doesn't look like comps were that good. I kind of took a gamble, and probably looking back, wouldn't do it again. At least not for that price. But 45 shipped on those. They'll go in one of the priority mail shoe boxes. Hey everyone, we're back now with the question part. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the what sold, got something out of there, found something you could at least take and incorporate into your business, or maybe a mess up where you definitely don't want to buy that. We're into the question portion. I have 3 of them here. One is from Riley Boy. And sorry, I'm looking down here. The question was, uh, what brand ends up selling well? Just to kind of summarize it, like what brand sells well in everything. For instance, some brands might, a certain style might sell, a certain model might sell, but not everything of that brand sells. So I thought about it, and for instance, like Sony, with Sony sells, well, yeah, but some Sony things aren't nearly really as sellable as others, but yeah, Sony sells pretty well. The one brand that I sell, and this is just kind of, I put some thought into it, would probably be Cutco. Cutco, the cutlery knives, every time I find it, even the forks, the knife blocks, it seems like I can sell pretty much anything Cutco, but especially the cutlery stuff. The knives, the forks, it doesn't matter what style it is, what kind of handle it is, how old it is. Even if it's broken, people can turn them back in and get new ones. So that's probably the brand that I sell, that if I can find it, I know I'm going to make money if the price is right, because it doesn't matter what style it is, Cutco just ends up selling. Now, I'm sure there's other ones, and if you guys have some that you've thought of that are brands where it doesn't really matter what it is, but if you find that brand, you can make money, go ahead and put it in the comments so we can kind of let him know, he or she know what else is going on there. And then another question was, where do I get and this is from, sorry, Daniel Alanis. I don't know how to pronounce it, but and I apologize in advance for that. The question was, where do you get the bags that you probably saw the jersey and the PS3 in? You guys have seen them. All my clothing ends up going in those plastic kind of clear bags. They actually have a suffocation warning on them too, because at one time my wife was using some of them for Amazon. I get mine on eBay. The seller is like 3RB or something like that. I'll have a link. It will be an affiliate link, like a lot of the other stuff in my YouTube description, but it is for those. I buy them in the box of like 500. I think it's $48 or something like that for 500 of them. They're 14 by 20, and they work great. I use them for, obviously, clothes. I usually use them for the systems, just because it kind of keeps everything sealed up in that bag. And then it keeps like the cords and everything in there, so I know which system's which. I also use them for book sets. If I have like some paperback books, I'll kind of put them in that bag, wrap them up so they're kind of nice, and just looks presentable, but also keeps them all together when I'm storing them. So they're pretty good. Hopefully you guys can use those or do some research and kind of find something similar. I get the 14 by 20 ones. They are big. I fold them over for the jerseys. I just buy one size. That way I only have to store one size, and I just use that for everything. So there are smaller ones you can buy that work better for just little clothing pieces, but I just buy one size and use it for everything. And the last question, I don't know if this one was supposed to be one for the question portion, but the question's from Deborah Davidson, I believe. Why don't you have more subscribers? I thought it was funny. Maybe she really wasn't wanting this to be mentioned in the video, but I don't know why I don't have more. I appreciate all you guys that do watch, though. I know I'm kind of more straight into the point usually, just talking about actually what sold. Maybe not as fancy as some of the other videos out there, but hopefully, at least if you're looking for reselling information, you're getting something out of the videos. And for those of you that are here, I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, the comments, the likes, all that stuff means a lot to me, because you're giving up your time when there's a lot of other channels out there that are making content, even more by the day, it seems. And the fact that people still come to tune into mine is always appreciated. So that's it for now. Hope you guys had a great day and you're killing it out there in the reselling world. If you have any other questions in the next part 1 video, be sure to let me know, and I'll try to add them in at the back end. Take care.